I get lost inside my thoughts, and when I start to think, oh, the whole closest starts to end up on the brink. I tried so hard, but all these scars, they cut so deep, I bleed. I fell so fast from heaven, it's like someone clipped my wings.
Hi folks, as part of the project I decided to build my own Cyclone. I noticed that how dusty and dirty it is doing all this work in the garage in terms of the dust. I figured I'll build the Cyclone to sort of gather all this dust technically, instead of just running the vacuum and doing it that way. I figured I'd just create a Cyclone here for me to use long term. I watched several videos online, and I got a couple ideas that I can incorporate into this build. Oops. Mainly a couple of end caps and connectors here. See if I do have proper size saw.
And I can't see the ground.
I do have a leftover pipes from the utility sink, so I'm going to use those, chop them in small pieces, and use them as a connector for this end pieces here. Really goes a long way, so if you have all the proper tools to do your work, it just makes life easier that way. It's time to drill some holes. It's about an inch or half an inch away from the lid here. So
the whole closest starts to end up on the brink. I tried so hard, but all these scars, they cut so deep, I bleed. I fell so fast from heaven, it's like someone clipped my wings. Now I'm falling, and I can't see the ground. Can we stop?
alright folks, I have my miter saw already hooked up here, and pretty much I have to cut about 1.5 inches of piping that I'll be using to connect those pieces here to make the Cyclone intake and outtake. So that's what I'll be doing. So basically, as a connector right there, you have to set this up here.
You stepped in, an angel sent from heaven showed me how to.
Basically, it goes like that. And I'm going to be cutting another one to have this other item here. like so. So basically that's how a Cyclone will do the work, as the spins off the air around the bucket, and that's how it goes. Do another one of this.
I'm gone, I need to be strong. The darkness had tried to swallow me. Some days I fall, but I hear your call. I pray I don't hit the ground. Gravity. Gravity.
I'm gonna file this down a little bit. It's a little too high compared to the other one, so I just want to make sure that it does sit there tightly once it squishes both of the both ends. Like basically, this is going to be going in here, and the other one will be technically pinching it in. So I want it to be tight in the process. So I'm gonna try and do that first, and then see how this whole thing goes. So first application, I'm gonna get this thing in here. So similarly, we've done with the drain. Just need to apply this. It's good to make sure that it sits there nicely sealed. So that's gonna sit there and basically, hopefully it's gonna fit snug so it doesn't move.
Abrázame toda la noche, no nos queda mucho tiempo más. No quiero perder lo que queda. Seguimos siempre la pasión y confiamos solo en el amor. Yeah. No quiero perder lo que queda. Y más allá. A través de la gran oscuridad. Hasta que me
I want it to be nice and snug in there, so it doesn't move. So literally, as you can see, guys, that's going to be pointing as close to the edge of the bucket, and there. Just make sure that is always pointing towards the wall, and that will produces the air cyclone underneath. The next one will be to get this thing over on this side, and you see, I can file this down even more. Well, let's give it a try, actually. Let's do a test fit on this baby. Alright, so just this, yeah, a little bit more. Make sure that it does sit in there nicely without worrying. I'll just file this baby a little bit to remove. Alright, let's see how this fits underneath here. Well, alright folks, a continuation to the homemade Cyclone. As you can see guys, I pretty much that's how it's built. There's this one that's basically goes this way, sort of a J connector that would be placed towards the wall, and it would sit like that. And I found a connector that fits perfectly right in here. That will be our vacuuming hose, and then for our sucking hose, I'll be putting this 2-inch cap, rubber cap, and in the process I will be doing this. I'll be drilling a hole, small hole in here, so I'll be able to put the smaller tube right in there. I'll be putting all the parts that I use in the description down below, so don't worry about knowing all the stuff that I have used in the process. Alright folks, the Cyclone is pretty much done. As you can see, I drilled about an inch and a half on the plastic here, and now I was able to force this this connector here into the plastic or the rubber, so it's nice and sealed. Now we're gonna give it a try and see how it looks like. Let me show you guys what I have inside, so that way we can compare. Basically right now I have just the shavings from drilling the plastic cap here, the copper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them in here, put it back in here, and we'll try to use this new Cyclone and see how much, let's see, this is, okay, at the end. We're going to try and use the Cyclone and see how much dirt we can actually get. As for the vacuum itself, as you can see guys, it's empty. Okay, so that way we can gauge how much is actually going into the vacuum itself in the process. Alright, the moment of truth, I will be vacuuming some areas here, as well as the stuff that all the shavings that I have on the table there. Try and pick all these things up, some of the, on the floor as well, some of the dust, and see how much we can get and where it's gonna end up. You get suction. Let's see. I'm gonna show you guys what I end up getting. So all that, as you can see guys, all those shavings from the pipe itself, the black pipe that I just cut, and inside the vacuum, so much we got here. Pretty much empty, as you can see guys. Pretty much what I have there. There's probably a little bit of it in there, but ultimately it captured most of the dirt on the Cyclone side. Alright, I'm going to continue on cleaning up the garage here using the Cyclone. Just want to show you a trick that I just did just now. I noticed that this portion here, it does move around. So what I did is that I just put the rubber band and jammed it in between underneath here, and now it doesn't move at all. It's nice and sealed. My adapter basically that I used in here was too long that it didn't pinch the thickness of the actual cover itself. It's still moving around. Bottom here, it still does move around as well. I'm just gonna keep it at that. I want the middle one to be able to pivot a little bit around to give that flexibility. So to help stabilize the Cyclone a little bit, what I've done is I have a second bucket that I use for washing my cars. So what I've done is that basically I filled the bucket about a quarter full of water, and that I basically put this Cyclone on top of the other bucket. In this case, it's a lot stable, and it will never fall off, unless you tug it really hard. But I find that it's really light at this point, and if you don't have a heavy base, it does fall off in the process. So in the long term, I'll be building a small little cart or platform with wheels to have the vacuum and the actual Cyclone together, so I could pull around everywhere I go. Yeah, so that's pretty much it, and thank you again for watching. Stay tuned for more videos on the renovation of my dream garage.